Today we're talking truss complexities here at our ALTA project at our Aussie Modern, and I want to talk about 4 main categories that really need to be thoroughly vetted and looked into during the approval process from the truss manufacturer company. Let's get to it. Number 1 is going to be our pocket beams or our up beams. And so ultimately when we're talking to truss manufacturer, we have a lot of modern details that allow for floor to ceiling glass panels, whether it be this corner fixed panel or our stack slider that resides here at the rear of the house. The reality is that we need all those glulam beams to be pocketed up into the truss detail, which provides additional complexities that need to be sorted out by the truss company and need to be double checked by our PMs to ensure that all these critical details that will make or break the overall design aesthetic and nature of the home are complete and accurate before moving forward with production. So the second complexity has to do with our HVAC system. I can't tell you how many times that I've heard of a builder have a negative experience where they ordered trusses and their project management or internal team didn't account for the necessity of HVAC components that have to reside and run through the various trusses and webbing that's required, and even gets a little bit tighter with the tolerances when dealing with a 2-story, which typically only has a 2-foot cavity that allow you to be able to run your ductwork appropriately through as specified by the mechanical engineer. So the third item that we want to cover is the ceiling details. Now in this modern design, we're not able to get a lot of vaulted ceilings that would be seen traditionally in our single stories, but we wanted to create some differentiation in a few locations, which we're residing currently in the primary suite, which has a 6-inch coffered ceiling detail that will allow for a T&G panel detail to go in place that ultimately will catch your eye and visually enhance the overall height of the ceiling. This detail will be found here in the primary suite as well as in the main living space that will help to designate the overall furniture layout that will reside in the living room. The second ceiling detail that's very pertinent to modern design would be the focus on accommodating a minimalistic aspect to window coverings, which entails a fair amount of shade pockets that will have to reside in the truss plan above us. In this particular location, we have shade pockets that reside in almost every window bay, and this specific detail will provide some unique complexities that the truss manufacturer will have to put together with their engineering team to be able to ensure that the appropriate pockets for these modern shades are included throughout the home, and it takes an additional step from our team to ensure these are included in the truss plan so that we can be able to integrate this into this amazing modern design home. So the fourth complexity that comes into play with trusses, specifically on this 2-story build, is the separation from livable space upstairs to our outdoor terrace space. And the requirement is for us to be able to have a 6-inch drop. So the key to this detail is making sure that we create separation from our floor elevation height, which resides right here on top of our floorboards, and the appropriate drop associated, as can be seen here on this nail plate, that allows for us to be able to have a recessed terrace area that will allow us to slope appropriately to be able to drain any of the water that's collected on this terrace off the home and to reside into our retention basins that are required for our final grade. You can see this detail not only here on this outdoor terrace, but in this family room and bedroom terrace that's located on the rear of the property, overlooking the landscaping and the pool that will reside in the backyard. We've talked about it before, but water is probably the most destructive element that we deal with in the building industry, and it's imperative to make sure that we can get our flashing details appropriately, to be able to shed water away from these critical spaces to ensure quality construction, but also to integrate the appropriate design aesthetic to these critical indoor-outdoor living spaces. While there's other complexities when designing trusses, these are 4 of the main ones that are absolutely critical on these 2-story modern builds that we have going between our Aussie Modern and our Project Duo, our Coastal Modern, just a few blocks away. So as you might imagine, this is only one step of the overall pieces of the puzzle that are required when building a custom home. The complexities of building are endless, and it's important to work with a company that understands the details and has a team that's ready to be able to build appropriately to meet the design intent and the functionality that's required within any building envelope. DM us if you have any questions, and as always, have a great day.